Hello, sisters, and welcome. For those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Catalina Rivera, Dois, Feminine Mysteries Mentor, and I'm here today with my beloved priestess sister, Megan Lockhart, who also is on the path of womb awakening. And we were having this amazing conversation the other day about, these truths that arise when we connect to our wombs. And I thought we need to bring this to you so you can join into the conversation. So here we are, and I present to you my lovely sister, Megan, and I'm going to just dive in. We were sharing, we had a shared experience of the womb portals that we hold and what some people call the Holy Trinity of the womb. So let's unveil that for you, sisters. Megan, why don't you tell us in your experience what that is?
Okay, first, thank you. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you, Catalina, and for all sisters who will be present watching this conversation unfold. It's quite exciting. What the Holy Trinity of the womb and how that came to me was, it first came to me as a vision, as just kind of one of those felt experience, kind of like deep gnosis within. Like I hadn't read any information about it. I hadn't seen anything about it. I had always heard of the Holy Trinity, but I had never heard of the Holy Trinity of the womb. And so I was just taking a bath, and which was so lovely, being in, the mother's waters and sitting just in really kind of like a silence, empty presence type of space. And I wasn't expecting to receive anything. I just was like really open and receptive, just so content and comfortable. And then all of a sudden there was just this like download all at once. It was just like instantaneous vision of a galactic womb, and then a mother's womb that was like pretty much engulfing Earth. Like Earth was inside her belly, and then my womb. And then there was this instantaneous knowing of, this is the Holy Trinity of the womb. And not only is it's bringing it back to like the essence and really some of the truth that we've been disconnected from, of where we come from and how we're connected to this whole cycle of life, and how that information just isn't quite in the mainstream anymore as it used to be. But I just felt this deep connection to my lineage and to past lives of when I more fully embodied that truth in, everyday reality. And yeah, it felt really beautiful. And there are more pieces as well. But I'll stop with that for now.
Okay, beautiful. And one of the things I love about this is, how, like you say, it's like this inner gnosis that just arises, and it's not something you've read or gotten from anywhere else. It's just it's there, it's real, you feel the truth of it. And then when you start sharing, you realize you're not the only one having these experiences. For when I stepped into the blood mysteries, also, like, I did my research, there was really nothing out there at that point. There was, even if I'd wanted to, like, there was just nothing there. It's definitely something that's arisen more and more in mainstream now. But that first time I connected to my moon blood, I had that same experience. I was guided to honor that connection of, the moon blood, right? And in the vessel of our womb, right? And then the lifeblood of the earth and her womb, right? And then the energetic lifeblood of the universe, right? From the cosmic mother's womb, and how that in the blood mysteries, that's the red thread that weaves through all of creation and connects us. And again, it's those three portals and these three truths. And even it brings me back to, conversations with certain Native American elders. They will talk about how a woman's womb is a holographic equivalent to the cosmic womb, right? And so if you dive more into kind of feminine herstory, there are, reference to it from India, from Celtic lore, that talk about these three worlds, right? And these three aspects, the woman's womb, the Earth's womb and the cosmic womb. And since we have these holographic equivalent, we're connected, and we can move through all of these realms, which makes it really, really amazing. So I don't know, sister, is there anything else you want to share around that? What else has been kind of stirring you? Because there's a calling to share this, to awaken this within more and more women. How has this knowledge, this truth, impacted your life and your practice?
Oh gosh. That's a really big question. It's transformed me. It's completely transformed my life. It went from more so understanding what the cosmic womb was, because before I had received and remembered that within my body as more of like an embodied experience. It was more of a mental understanding of there is this cosmic womb, there is this great mother. And then all of a sudden it was like receiving that vision. I was like, whoa, and I'm connected to it all. And this is in my body now. And it's not just, that the great mother, the cosmic womb, the earth womb is not separate from me in any way, but actually it's out there, but it's also within me. And so having that like felt experience of seeing kind of that cycle and feeling it in my body, but like seeing it as outside of me, but also as experiencing it as inside of me, was so transformative in helping me to get through so many self-limiting stories that, you know, a lot of as just being a woman in general, we often hold these stories of I'm not enough, or I'm not worthy, or I'm shameful, or I've somehow, and the downfall of humanity, just with all of those, you know, being a woman. And so being able to like in my body feel like actually the magnificence of the cosmic womb and the great mother, because when I can think of the cosmic womb and the cosmos and earth, I'm just like blown away, like, oh my gosh, that's so magical and mystical. And then so to like actually feel that in my body as, whoa, I'm also magical and mystical too. Yeah. And so just that, taking it from a mental understanding of what the cosmic womb is, and then into a felt body experience of I am that too. That has been completely life-shifting and transformative for me.
Oh, that's beautiful. So receiving your experience, sister, and just wanting to highlight that. I feel like one of the things you just said is so important, that we have this kind of mental construct of, you know, what things are, and it may be true, we may believe them to be true, but there's such a difference from being here to having a felt bodily experience. And the nexus point that I found for myself, and I'm hearing this from you as well, to really reaching that is through the body. Like I remember, you know, following the moon for years, and, you know, feminine spirituality, and like I knew it was true and I believed it was true, but it only felt true once I connected to it through my body, through my womb, through my cycle. We can meditate on cosmic mother, we can meditate on the earth, and we can almost like barely kind of touch into it. But when we dive in through the physical portal of our body and of our womb, like that's when the portals really open. Like that's when it flows in, and we have these like life-altering experiences that give you that sense of, yes, I am one with creation. Yes, I am magical. I'm all of it. And yeah, just so soaking in the beauty of that moment for you, and that you carry so beautifully now, right? Because it's with you. Once you have that, right, that vision, it stays, and you can radiate it out.
Yeah, thank you. I'm feeling something that I'm taking from what you just said is it's almost like that third piece of your womb is like that portal that opens up the Holy Trinity within, you know, like that piece of being activated within our own womb bodies, is kind of that like final piece, like that I really see in our world as kind of that missing link that hasn't been activated, you know, in this lifetime on like a large scale. And so it's kind of like, I think it's been easier to have, like we were kind of saying, of like, yeah, I followed the moon cycles, I've known this is truth, but didn't totally feel it until that portal was activated. And so it's kind of what I'm becoming aware of right now, is how important that, like, that third piece of our wombs, of the womb of the body, as being that like link that really is what opens up that portal in such a visceral and like blasting open way. And it's just like, for me, what I'm so passionate about right now is helping that felt embodied remembrance happen for all of us, because that's like what I'm seeing as like such the missing link that we're here to really bridge on this womb awakening journey all together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree and relate. And for me, that is, the womb is like the first gateway. It just is like, that's where we need to, that's where we're all being called to remember and awaken and connect. And it's through that womb also. There's another thing that you said I just want to weave back. It's what connects us, right, to our lineage, to creation. We all long for that sense of connectedness on this earth, right, with our ancestors and our lineages, our spiritual lineages, our physical lineages, and with creation, with the divine, within, without. Like we all have this yearning for connection, and it all comes from there. Our womb has that beautiful capacity to unify, to hold two distinctly individual beings in unison, right? And like you say, it feels it's the force that's needed right now. We need connection, we need unity, we need that remembrance of the divine feminine and the mother on the planet. And it's through the physical body. We've forgotten the physical body.
The physical body.
Huh?
Yes, the physical body. It's like, it's so easy, I think, to neglect our body and to develop our intellect and our intelligence and our mind and all of those things. But it's like attuning to those needs of our body is really, like, I experience my womb as like embodying the blueprint of my soul. It's like connecting into my womb. It's like, I know exactly what my body needs because my soul will communicate that to me through my womb portal. And so it's like, it's so interconnected. It's like, as you listen to your soul or to your womb, it's like you're also attuning to your physical body.
Yes.
Coming from the place of the body.
One of the things that Maladegan Bendy talks about, and I remember hearing it for the first time, and made so much sense, talking about our womb portals, is that since it's, we're connected to all these three wombs, the individual, the planetary, and the cosmic, at the cosmic level, that's where our essence is, right? That's where she resides. That's where she, kind of came through that thread to be incarnated. So through our womb portal, we have a direct access to our pristine original essence, right? So it's so many of us, struggle trying to, really know who we are, right? Beyond a personality, what our essence is. And here in our physical, and we look for it out there. We do pilgrimages, we take accreditations, we do courses, like we do so much, like searching for that felt sense of who we are. And we have that connection right here. Like all that is needed is for that connection into the womb, and you have a direct access to that thread linking you to your essence at the beginning of creation, right? Which is so cool, right? So amazing.
It's like so simple. It's like, it's so, when you put it so succinctly and clearly, and you phrased it so eloquently, of like, we have that thread of connection to our essence through our womb, through our body. And we're seeking everywhere else. We're looking everywhere outside of us. But it's always the answer, the coming back to our essence is always just getting back in the body. And it's so incredibly simple. And when you say it like that, it's like, yeah, well, what am I searching for? But then when you go back into the life experience, it's like, it can feel really hard to be in that space, like, as we get closer to our essence, it's almost like it shines the light of whatever is in the shadow. And then all of a sudden, all of the shadow comes forward, whatever those wounded child, or just those stories of limitation, of all of those painful things, like they kind of like come out to be seen, and then it's like, oh, I don't want to be in the body anymore. This is really hard and this is painful. And so it's like, it's as simple as getting in the body and being present and sitting in that womb. But then it's also like all of a sudden you're confronted with not only the light, but also the shadow. And so I feel like being able to lovingly witness and embrace all of those parts is quintessential for that being in the body and not wanting to leave, not wanting to go up and out, but being willing and able to come down and in.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, this is what we're being called to be present, but being present is not easy. I mean, simple to say, really hard to do. Like, how many of us, binge watch, binge eat, binge read, right? Just do whatever, work, clean the pantry, anything to get ourselves out of, actually being with how it feels. And yes, like the answer is right there, right? Like that, all the answers are within. We have this beautiful portal, this connection to essence. But as you say, especially for us women, we carry so much wounding in our womb.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, there is personal stories, but one of the things I have, seen over and over and over again is that though there's a portion that is like just your personal, this life story, the great weight isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have had like a perfect childhood, be beautiful, smart, successful, and still feel not enough, still feel broken, still feel unworthy, right? Because for millennia, we've been told that being a woman, simply that, is tainted, wrong, shameful, less. For some period of time, we didn't even have a soul according to the church. So like we were beneath the cows. Like, that's how low we were on the totem pole. So that is within us. We carry it. We carry it for the collective, even if, and it continues. Not as in your face most of the time, but how many times do we not honor our bodies? How many times do we say yes when we mean no? How many times do we, just shove up a Tampax and like not even ask our yoni if she's ready to receive something? There's so many ways, from little to small, to pap smears, to, giving birth in modern age. Like, there's so many ways that we come into these moments of kind of pain and disrupt with our physical body, that we definitely have a lot of shadow and wounding to get through, but that's where like this kind of work is so important. And having sisters in the world, not one but many, right, that are remembering this, that are holding space, is essential, because we cannot do this alone. I don't do it alone. You don't do it alone. Sisters at home, no one does it alone. This is what sisterhood is about. The feminine is collaborative. Like, we do it together. It's not meant to be done alone. So I feel like on that note, I just want to remind everybody out there that if you're feeling called to this work, you don't need to do it alone. You're not supposed to do it alone. And we are here to offer that space, to give you that hand, and kind of help give you the map, because that's also part of it. Like, okay, this sounds amazing. I want to do it, but how do I do that? Like, I know all the answers are within. I know I should listen to my intuition, but what if I can't hear it? How do I connect with my inner wisdom? Like, all of that should come natural to us through thousands of years of disconnect no longer does. So how do we reconnect all those things? And that's what's arising now in the collective, more priestess sisters, and women, rising up to show the way, right? Mm-hmm. And you have a beautiful program for like the Holy Trinity of the Womb, right? Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yes, I do. It's called Womb Nourished Mystic, and it's 3-month deep dive of each month going through each portal of the womb. So the first month is dedicated to the cosmic womb and really anchoring back into that support and feeling that embodied. And Isis, the goddess who has presented herself as wanting to co-create that month of the journey. And then the second one is going into the Great Mother's womb with Mother Mary, and feeling that visceral connection to, you know, earth and to life, and to being held and supported and nourished by that mother energy. And then the third month is going into, you know, your womb and being held with Mary Magdalene, and reclaiming the body as a temple, reclaiming the body as that really primal, oracular device system that is just so ecstatically turned on. And so it's 3 months of going through that. And there's also embodiment practices and like a kit with yoni egg and different things like that. So it's a really juicy offering of kind of embodying the Holy Trinity of the womb.
Oh, that's beautiful. It sounds amazing. So below this video, sisters, I will place all the information for Megan in case you are called to reach out. And is there anything else you're feeling that wants to be said or shared, a message to sisters out there everywhere around our womb awakening?
What's really coming through is that call to sisterhood, as you were speaking of. You don't have to do this alone, that all of us are doing it together, because this work is so big, it's so powerful, that what I'm just feeling so much is that coming together, that othering that's happened between sisters is just that coming together, embracing one another, and knowing that we are here to support one another. We're here to do it together, and that we're all sitting in circle in equality and harmony. And I just feel like that sisterhood is like the theme, sisterhood, come together. And so just remember that your sisters are here for you, and that we're all here. Like, if there's anything that is coming up from the womb, especially as we're in this time of transition in the fall, just like reach out to your sisters. They're always there.
Beautiful. Yes, sisterhood. And as always, our Facebook group or community here at the Fascinating Feminine Flow is a safe and sacred space to share all your musings, remembrances, and experiences. Light and shadow, we're here to support you. You know, journey together and enjoy it, right? Enjoy the magic, inspire each other. So after watching this, please come over to the page, comment below, let us know what this conversation has sparked in you. Okay, we'd love to hear. And you can tag myself, you can tag Megan, and we'll be sure to, you know, pop in and give you some beautiful witnessing and celebrating. All right, my loves, I think we are complete for today. Thank you for joining us as we explore the Holy Trinity of the womb. Thank you, Megan, for sharing your womb wisdom with us and your beautiful light. It is such a pleasure to receive you in this space. And to all our sisters, thank you for joining and remembering with us the magic that it is to be a woman. All my love, many blessings, and happy moon times to all.
Thank you.